Yes, our children, drink deep and feel the searing embrace of the first one. Now it is time for you to acquire what you came for.
The burning in your veins is but a moment of discomfort in your transition to the great beyond. Now we welcome you to your eternity. Drink deeply, have faith, and join us in this sermon.
Welcome back to Koolaid Stand. I'm Stephen.
I'm Jett.
And this week we're talking about music.
Oh yeah, baby.
I don't know. I think what triggered this conversation for me, I've got stuff on my desk that I want to fiddle with, and I gotta not do.
Don't do it.
We were drunk riding the light rail to see Carpenter Brute. I think we were like talking about music, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good conversation. I wish we were doing it on the podcast." And here we are doing it on the podcast.
We'll never recreate the grandeur of that conversation.
Nah, it's okay. It's fine. We'll get something out of it, I think. So this is why I tried to kind of like add an element to it that we'll talk about in a little bit. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think music has been important for both of us for a really long time. I find music to be deeply moving and deeply important to me and my personality as a whole. I think when people talk about me and they think about the things that I like, there's the obvious nerdy stuff, but I don't think anyone would miss the fact that I really like music and I care a lot about it.
Yeah, I would say the same thing about myself. But one of the things I think is interesting about our dynamic as two best buds who are both really into music is we really do not listen to the same music.
No, we don't
at all.
And just as far as musical background, I am a 7-year classically trained musician. It's really odd to talk about myself in that way because I haven't practiced in a long time, but I played flute and piccolo for 7 years and I was first chair in the highest level of bands I could achieve that were available to me. I also play bass guitar. So when it comes to understanding of music, the rhythm and the meter and the key and the deeper elements of the composure of the music are important to me in my experience of them because I know how to play music from that as a foundation. This guy's just a LARPer.
Yeah. My experience with music is limited to enjoying it. And basing my opinion of it off of vibes. I know how to play the guitar and I do not know how to read music.
It's I think we had an interesting conversation about this earlier today where I don't think you need to understand the technicality of this art in order to fully experience or enjoy it in a way that's meaningful. I don't want you to think that me breaking things down in this way that's interesting to me is in some way showing or me trying to say that I have like a deeper appreciation for this art than you do. I think you can enjoy it in both ways.
Because that's part of what you appreciate about the music that you listen to.
Yeah. The genres of music that I listen to and prefer, I like them to be less constricted to the general confines of music that we would classically consider popular or popularly interesting. I like funk and I like prog rock and metal. And both of these have a tendency to kind of play in weird ways with music. In prog, certainly with meter, and in funk, definitely with rhythm and microtones and all kinds of interesting things you can do and play with. And I like to listen to music that has so many layers that I can listen to it over and over and over and over again and listen to, and literally hear it in a different way. When you have mixed meter music, you can do that where it's like you could listen to this in ways of the different syncopes. The music will sound different based on how you want to try and interpret how it sounds or the rhythms being played to you. And that's the kind of music that I'm really interested in, especially right now. I think we've both had quite a journey of songs that we've listened to. You get your taste from your dad, and your dad has good fucking taste.
Yeah, I would agree. My dad has very eclectic taste. I was raised. He's got a massive record collection that contains every genre you can think of, and he listens to all of them. So I was raised on a bunch of different stuff. I think my taste is narrower than his, I would have to say. But I've always kind of struggled to with the idea of like appreciating art in general by its technicality or by its technical prowess. And it's odd to apply that sort of opinion to music because music is so technical at its base, you know, where
Yes.
like drawing a picture is a little bit different because you don't necessarily need technical prowess to make a painting that evokes emotion. But I don't know.
You can make music that sounds like shit really easily.
And lots of people will enjoy it sometimes. If you're like a punk or hardcore fan, this kind of thing happens.
if you like Midwest emo.
And I have presented a punk album today, so you'll kind of see how this works for me, I think. But I was thinking about, we were talking about this earlier, and I even thought about like wine tasting. I don't really understand the appeal of like being a sommelier because like
Sure.
tasting something and like understanding that it tastes Spanish is not appealing to me. It's just drinking it and enjoying the taste or looking at the painting and feeling the emotion that it gives you.
Sure.
I appreciate music along those lines more so than based on its technical prowess.
I think the dichotomy for myself is interesting because when I talk to people that will like break down art in that way, where it's like, oh, you can tell that the emotions invoked here and the understanding of this kind of color theory, it's just like, dog.
That's why
What?
art critics piss people off, but
Yeah,
music
but
critics
I
piss
listen to
people
music
off
that
less.
way. Yes. I don't know. I listen to music in a similar way where it's like, oh, dude, the shit that they're doing here is super interesting and engaging to me. And I could yap about it forever. I just taught Keegan like what a time signature was, and that was a super fun lesson to talk about because I was able to show him like Caravan Palace, which is like 4 on the floor, fucking like easy dance beats, right? And you can easily count to 4. And then I showed him Them Bones by Alice in Chains, which is a song in 7, and I was literally able to just count to 4, and like I could see him understand how that does not fit into how their rhythms work in that song. And it was cool to have him, like, he plays guitar, to like not know anything about this and just get it. Yeah. And then I was like, to check this song out, and I showed him something else because he likes a lot of the same music I do. And now he was like, dude, thank you, because I get to go listen to that music in a whole new way now. And it's like, fuck yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I do find a level of interest in understanding the technique of art because like you're saying that like, yeah, you can just like, you don't necessarily need to understand things to draw, to be a good drawer. But like, but when you do, man, is your art good? Like, and there are so many intricate little things that you can know about that art or how to, like when you taught me, no, you don't get to get away with this because you did do this to me. You taught me how people that paint look at things.
Didn't that ruin the magic for you a little bit though? Because for me,
I was a magician.
For me,
it's all the same.
I was raised ruining the magic.
Dog. Did it ruin the magic for me? No.
I just landed on that. And I think that's why I am much less interested in understanding the technical aspects of art and even music as an art form, because understanding why it makes me feel a way and understanding why I think it's good kind of ruins the magic of the piece for me. Think about people who are watching the magic trick, right? Not everybody's going to enjoy it as much if they understand how the trick works.
No, you know what? That's fair enough. And this is why I don't really expect people to want to engage this way. I do expect people that love me to be enthused in my passions. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I've got 2 pages of notes about the album you made me listen to, and I was enthused.
So we both traded music with each other. And I don't have like a tight like script for this episode or anything, but we both gave each other an album that means a lot to us. And then we both challenged ourselves to sit down and give it our full attention and look at the lyrics and try to engage with it. And I think fortunately, both of the albums we picked for each other happen to also have things that we can relate to in our own lives.
The themes were kind of similar.
Yeah, yes, they were. And I think you can see how the themes in mine spoke to me so much that I had to swap my album out at the last second for you.
Yeah.
The other one was good too, but this one was shorter, and I found that this one was a little bit better produced. And I'm happy with the one I chose. You chose Jim Carroll Band.
I did.
Which I'll be real was a struggle for me. Jim Carroll's, the way he sings is super unique, and
he's not really singing as much as he is like musically reciting poetry, I think.
Funnily enough, I chose something very similar for you. None of my songs I don't think rhyme in any way. Maybe they have an AAB or ABAB pattern every once in a while on a chorus, but like in general, yeah, it's mostly sung in a weird way. And I will say the way Jim Carroll sings is its own rhythm, which is very interesting to me. So I was able to glean some out of that. He doesn't sing with the meter of the song, which is cool.
No, he does not. That's not something I can like identify what the song is doing versus what he's doing specifically, but it is something that I notice and enjoy about him as a vocalist. And I definitely enjoy other vocalists that do that as well.
I think he does it in a way that's punk. Whereas my selection does it in a way that's rhythmic, like intentionally decided in order to create a specific pattern. But I still think it's interesting. I think we should. Do you have any overarching notes about the album as a whole?
About the album that you had me listen to?
Yeah.
Yes, I have notes on every song, and then I have some overarching notes. Do you want the overarching notes first?
Yeah, let's do overarching notes on each other's.
Okay.
So the album you gave me was Catholic Boy by the Jim Carroll Band, and the genre is punk and new wave. The album I gave you was Totality by the band Source, and that is prog rock.
Yes, it is. It is prog rock. The first thing that I wrote is this album feels like prog rock therapy.
There's a really Benjamin Gleeson has been hurt and
badly, as it would seem.
And his music is great, and he really fucking pours his experience out into that music, and he does it in such an awesome way. My first note is who hurt this guy?
Heroin hurt this guy.
Heroin, I learned. I did some research on Jim Carroll in order to kind of understand where this music was coming from as well. I also listened to the album twice. Heroin and a rough upbringing. I said this to you. This music makes me want to smoke weed with my boys and go smash mailboxes.
Yeah. Jim Carroll's had a fascinating life, man. He was like a promising basketball prospect in high school.
Yeah, and then like crashed out, right?
He's more famous for the book he wrote, The Basketball Diaries, than his music. He was also a pretty successful poet before he started doing music, which is why he sounds like he's doing like slam poetry when he sings. But yeah, as a teenager, he got addicted to heroin, and he fell off the train of being a high school basketball star. And the album's called Catholic Boy. He had a Catholic upbringing and really struggled with his relation to the values that were instilled in him when he was young compared to the life that he fell into.
Yes, I have good notes about that, about the title song, which is the last song of the album, called Catholic Boy. I also wanted to mention that Jim has a distinct way of juxtaposing an often cynical or antagonistic view of life with upbeat songs that are always in major keys. I'm always a fan of saying some dire shit with a really bright sounding song.
So am I. All the songs are like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and I also said, sorry, let's finish my last out.
I said
he's rambunctious and loud and lashing. It's pretty engaging for how fucking harsh his life has been and how he reflects that in his lyricism.
So my overall notes for the album that I listened to, apart from it feeling like therapy in prog rock form, was, I'll just read what I have. I don't know if the album is about a specific event or something specific that happened, but I enjoy that we get sort of a narrative experience from the start to the end of the album nonetheless. The songs to me started out feeling pretty hopeless. Like we were hanging on by a thread at the beginning of this album. And then in the middle, I started to feel more at peace, although I felt like we weren't really quite there yet. And the final songs definitely let you know that we're not quite there yet. I think Unsure and Between are my favorite songs. Their placement their placement in the track list is a big part of that, especially when you listen to them back to back. Musically, I'll do my best to talk about what I like musically. I enjoy the different stylistic tidbits that we get throughout the album. They're like little snacks in audio form. There's great metal instrumental sections. I like the additions of the piano in the later parts of the album. I can't remember if there's any at the start, but
there is not. There's
some sort of like Spanish sounding acoustic guitar. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong about the style of that acoustic guitar.
No, that's fair.
And then there's even a taste of like that style of Middle Eastern music that you hear in an establishing shot for an Arab nation in a Hollywood movie at the end in the final song. I thought that was very cool too.
God, it's such a good album. I think Unsure is one of my favorites from the album. Sinking, I think, is my favorite. But Witness and Unsure are up there for most certainly. I love I don't want to get too far ahead of us because I would like to kind of break the albums down together as we go. But Unsure has this fucking beautiful moment at the end where he reprises the chorus and he says, "There's no need to feel so insecure. I know what I want and I'm sure." And that shit hits me hard every time. Even talking about it now, I've got goosebumps. Like, that's such a good. And
then it goes into Between, which is instrumental, and there are no lyrics. And that song is so much more chill feeling than the other songs on the album. So he tells you he's sure. There's this nice reprise, and then you get this instrumental where you feel like you might be a little bit more sure about things.
Yeah, I think Benjamin has this way of pressing the fact that like recovering and being okay and self-improvement is a constant, unending process. It's never I'm done. It's always I can be okay with myself now and I must move forward. And I relate to that so deeply. The first song on Catholic Boy is Wicked Gravity. And this, on first listen, the the idea being spoke about here absolutely gave me the slip. After listening to it again and looking at the lyrics directly, it did not. On the second pass through, this song I'm certain is about a struggle with heroin.
Yeah, there's more than one song on this album about a struggle with heroin. But I think in Wicked Gravity, he is also talking more broadly about like the oppressive
addiction in general,
the oppressive weight of the city of New York, though, is something I get from this song as well, which is really interesting because we were talking about doing an episode about a short story that has that exact same theme.
I still might do that.
And it reminded me of that because I was like, I feel like he's like, the city is oppressing him. He's stuck in this loop of addiction. It's suffocating. It's inescapable. And then, I guess like the chorus, I don't even know if you can call it a chorus, talks about imagining escaping gravity and literally lifting away from the city that's holding him down.
Yes. He makes that oppressive nature feel whole. I didn't really catch it about being New York. I felt it about life everywhere he goes in general. Regardless, I think just like the nature of his life fucking just keeping him held so aggressively down. And I originally, when I read the title of the song, I'm like, Wicked Gravity, right? It's punk rock. No, it's fucking evil.
Yeah, it's malicious.
Oppressive, malicious, malignant gravity.
Yeah.
And when I think about it that way, and genuinely, I relate to that in a serious way. I think I've described this to multiple people that like in my worst depressive episodes, it has felt like moving through molasses. Everything feels heavy and hot and unending. Like you just can't get out from underneath this fucking sun. And I thought that was awesome. I think one of my favorite lines is, "I want to drift above the borders against my will. I want to sleep with the angels, where the angels don't pass. But now my lips are blue. Gravity does it to you. It's like they're pressed against a mirrored glass." I believe that would be. I think a part of the song is about him wrestling with the fact that like if he wants to do the amount of heroin he wants to do, he'll fucking die.
Yeah, he'll fucking die. Also, this is a song you can dance to, by the way.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I mean, like I said, right, like a lot of this music is very, it's all in four, so it's danceable for sure, and it has a very good drive to it. The bassist, whoever his bassist is, kills it every time. One of these songs I have to say for sure, which one is it? My only note is this bass line fucks. It's Too Late has an awesome bass line.
I have the same note. It's like one of my personal favorite riffs of all time. That's in the running for my second favorite song on the album, along with Day and Night.
So what'd you think Day and Night? I had to make that joke at least once. What'd you think of Benjamin?
Benjamin, when I listened to the song, I didn't know who Benjamin was.
That is Benjamin Gleeson.
But it's the lead. It's the lead person.
You're meant to project your own name into that song, I think.
Sure. I liked the little bit at the beginning. It's like only a couple seconds long, but I just had to note that because it's pleasing to my ears. And the solo near the end of the song is also pleasing to my ears in a way that I can't describe. I feel
You're allowed
like
to just like things because they're cool.
Yeah, it's a cool solo. I feel like there's religious undertones in this song, but like I said in my overarching notes, I'm not sure if we're talking about a specific event or struggle with anything in particular with this album. But I did write, "Is this about being gay?" And I'm not trying to be funny about that.
No. I believe this song, man, I should have just fucking asked him before we did this. These guys are small enough that I can talk to them on Instagram. I am pretty sure this song is about masking. Benjamin and I have spoken before about like just being on the like ADHD spectrum in general.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure this song is about hiding yourself for the pleasing ease of others. And
so I think that's where I was getting that from, is like hiding something about yourself, right? But I guess it's more general than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I can't be myself when you're around. If I hide myself, I can't be found. I'm so far away from what you tolerate, but I can't keep up this masquerade. I won't hide myself anymore. I'm taking back my name. I think that just highlights the fact that he's ready to take back just who he is as a person and take back his own name and his personality and be himself.
Yeah.
Which I relate to deeply. This is a song I like a lot. Yeah, I think that's what the song is about. I don't think he's gay, so.
I was just wondering, man. I just got, I gotta ask.
No, fair enough. I believe the next song is Three Sisters.
Yeah, that's correct.
You might be able to help me here because I'm having difficulty figuring out specifically what this song is about.
I don't know what this song is about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
From my understanding, I wrote in my notes that Jim was an addict who turned tricks for heroin before besting addiction. I'm going to posit that this song is about people around him who were in similar circumstances and really how any person of any form and any kind of like social standing could end up there with him.
Yeah, I think that's broadly true. I don't think this song is about specific people he knew, like a few other songs on the album are.
Sorry, it's just I'm pretty sure that one of these songs is definitely about some people he knew.
But I don't know if you noticed that this song is basically half of a song that gets repeated twice.
Yes. Yeah.
But there's subtle differences in the lyrics the second time around, which I kind of enjoy. I'm not really sure what it's about other than describing Miranda, Anita, and Cleo. There's a play called Three Sisters. He does reference like paintings and poems and stuff in this album. So he could potentially be referencing the play, but I don't know anything about the play, so I'm not sure if that's the case.
And I didn't recognize any kind of religious symbology in the Three Sisters. Usually when threes get involved and sisters are involved, there is an element of religion. I couldn't grab anything from this.
Yeah, as far as the album Catholic Boy goes, this is not one of the songs that has like heavy religious overtones.
No. Good song though. That's really all I had for it. Also, what does it mean to say razor before you go down on somebody?
That's one of the lyrics that changes, because the first time around he says she's like a razor when she goes down on you, and then the second time it's she says razor. I don't know what saying razor means, but I guess she's gonna do it.
There's another very I'll remember when we get there, but there's another song in here that's very like unobvious. But I think I got a good reading on that one.
Okay.
Your next song is Sinking. I think that's one of my favorite.
I have to say, I think this was my least favorite on the album. I don't think it's a bad song, right? I'm picking out of a bunch of good songs. I think we got some themes of yearning and wanting to know and understand oneself in this song, or again, not being able to be yourself and being unable to continue living that way.
Yes. I think this definitely has an element. Benjamin has definitely struggled with suicidal ideation, and we'll get there in a second. Next song. But this song, I think, is him expressing that he's fucking losing that battle. And yeah, bro, I've been there.
Yeah, this is the part I was talking about where these first few songs feel hopeless. This is like straight up, I cannot keep going this way, and there is no other way that's been identified so far in the album.
Dude, the last fucking line, I've been treading water for so long, I don't think that I can keep my head above the water for much longer. I'm sinking is how that song, and that last note that I'm sinking, he holds out for a long time, and then they drop the fucking the tone on his voice.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's falling down. Oh my God. Great song.
There's also some instrumental switch ups in there that I found interesting. I don't know if they're changing time signatures or what they're doing, but I liked it. Yeah,
no, fair enough. All right. And then my next song is Day and Night.
Day and Night.
Which you said is one of your favorites?
Yes. This, along with It's Too Late, is in the running for my second favorite song. People Who Died is the hit off the album for a reason. Yep. It is my favorite song on the album. But this one's really up there for me. It's kind of groovy. It's got really good backup vocals that the other songs don't have. Mm-hmm. I looked it up. This is by a singer called Amy Cantor. It's sort of a love song reminiscing on the ups and downs of this like imagined fucked up relationship, I think. And he's comparing the ups and downs to day and night. He goes through ups and he goes through downs.
That was my pull too. My notes say I want to read into this further, but I think this one's just about a bad relationship. Not everything has to be complicated. My favorite line is, "Some destinies they should not be delivered, but in her eyes I saw 1,000 reasons." I've seen the same eyes.
Haven't we all, brother?
Yeah, that shit's brutal. I think it's a good, solid song to relate to. I don't have much else to add to it. I think you pretty much said everything else that I wanted to say. Is it's groovy, it's upbeat, and it's an uncomplicated, good song.
Yeah, I think this also might be the song, like the first of 3 or 4 songs on the album where he mentions different kinds of milk. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not sure if you caught that.
Yes.
There's spider milk, snake milk.
Snake milk, curdling snake milk, please.
There's another kind of milk in here too, at least one more.
He says the snake milk and the spider's milk from a thigh, I think that's in the next song that we're getting ahead of ourselves. Your third song is The Witness.
I love the guitar at the beginning of The Witness.
Banger song.
there's something about this is where I start to notice the drums when I was listening to this album as well. I'm not skilled enough to identify what's going on with the drums in this song. I keep saying that, but there's something about them that is, I've started to notice them in this song. I was like, the drummer's going fucking hard, dude.
Yes. Yeah. The drummers in prog rock bands are very octopus related. They could do a lot of shit. I should send you like some kind of infographic or something that can quickly show you like how they break their rhythms down and create these like cyclical repeating patterns that like break apart and crash back together and then break apart again and come back together.
I love some really fast drumming too. And there is a lot of fast drumming going on.
A lot of that too. Anything else to say about that?
I think we have a lot of continuing themes in this song from the first couple. We're just outright talking about the self-harm now, right? Instead of the I can't keep going.
It's happening.
Yeah. And I was also kind of wondering, he mentions that he's being punished for something. So I'm like, I'm asking myself, is there something specific that he's being punished for? Is he just punishing himself for like feeling the way he's feeling? I'm not really sure. And the theme that you can't get back to how or who you used to be. So you just got to end it because you can't keep going.
Yeah.
And there's also this idea that feeling is needed and pain is the only feeling, and thus pain is needed. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. He in the other album I wanted you to listen to, one of the lines is freedom is not painless, but it sure is paradise. And that's definitely a way that he expresses is like, in order to live and feel good, you have to feel pain. Yeah. And for sure, right? I think we both relate to that pretty deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, lines like, I'm scared of what I might do to myself if I'm left alone, so I'm holding, or I'm holding to the pain that is keeping me inside. It's the only thing keeping me alive.
Yeah, there's not many veiled statements in the lyrics of this song.
No, yeah, it's pretty clear. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think I listened to this album in passing a couple times before I really started listening to it for real. And the more I started listening, this is why it ended up being the one I chose, because it's just I recognize so much of a similar struggle in it. I think my next song from yours is Nothing Is True.
Yes.
This one is fucking esoteric, but I think I got my finger on the pulse here.
Well, you tell me what you think, because I kind of struggle to understand most of this one. I feel like I'm missing something, so I'm curious to hear what you get from it.
This one to me feels like a nihilistic perspective about humanity and the degradation of both themselves, humans, and of the world around them for self-serving desires. You can see these in lyrics like, she got these special tools just to keep things tight. They robbed her eyes long ago of light. Like thinking that like we have all these things to make everything so nice for us, but yet none of us really feel like we're living.
Yeah.
She got inscrutable poise and nihilistic charms. She gets her sleep through tubes in her arms. I can almost hear that lyric too. Just it delivers it in such an interesting way. I think that also highlights like that we're all fucking dying inside, yet we keep feeding ourselves with these things that we have, just to keep us like just to fucking regulate in any way. I relate that to kind of hospital stuff. You could also probably do more drug relations. I liked the song. I thought it was cool. I like the way he talks about it. If that's what he's talking about, then I feel like he talks about it in a really cool, interesting way.
I think on a surface level, he's definitely just talking about a woman who is an addict and losing her course in life.
I can see that too.
I'm not sure what like I do feel like I'm missing a little something, but he's talking about this. She's like driving around aimlessly in like what is suggested to be
unmarked cars.
Like that's just a stolen car, right?
Yeah, that could be.
And the tubes in the arms I took to be drugs rather than being in a hospital, or maybe you're in a hospital because you overdosed. I don't know.
Sure.
And she's falling asleep on tombstones, I think, in one point at the song, which I think is just like she's close to death, but that's where she's living and resting, is close to death.
Sure.
But I don't know what this repeated line in this song means, which I really want to glean some meaning from this line. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted, because it gets repeated over and over again.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to take from it. And I still don't know what to take from it.
I still don't get it, honestly, all the way. I think the thing that stood out to me the most about this song is it just the level of poetry and prose present in the lyrics speak to me in a way that I am having difficulty expressing. So it's my turn to say that. But like, it's just like, I just don't have the words for why it's meaningful to me, but I like what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do really enjoy lyricism. That's one of the things I appreciate a lot in the music that I listen to. So I think the fact that this is just poetry that's being performed as music, lends to that appreciation for me. But I'm also not a big poetry understander. So
yeah,
it's kind of a mixed bag with me trying to understand what he's talking about sometimes. I don't know how much I'm supposed to understand. I don't know.
This is also why I'm glad that I ended up picking this album, because there's a lot of like interesting words being said and deep issues being brought up. I think your next song is Intimacy.
Yes, it is Intimacy.
What do you think about that one?
I like this song because musically it slows things down a little bit, and it feels a little bit less intense to me than the songs that we've had so far.
Yes, I think he's kind of switching the topic up for the next two songs.
Yeah, I think I got that this expresses an inability to accept love when you need it. And it ends with the conclusion that, oh, you're not lovable anyway, which is sort of the end of the cycle that the song is describing.
Yeah. It's brutal. But the thing is when I listened to that song over, because I was anticipating you listening to the songs, so I was listening to them again to try and kind of get a leg up on how I would feel you interpret that. And I feel like, not to get too deep into it, but this is something that we could both relate to, is like the difficulty and struggle of letting people in, and the cycle of then hating yourself for experiencing that pain, and how that cycle kind of repeats. At least for me, it does.
Yeah. And if you're not becoming an incel, I think you do end up often, or I guess it's easy to end up in the headspace where at the end he's like, well, I couldn't give it away. Not even if I wanted to. There's like a frustration and self-hatred that comes with that. And I think it's because there's a level of recognition that you're the one pushing things away and being unable to fully accept somebody's love. And you end up hating yourself for that, but also feeling unlovable because you're not allowing yourself to have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I relate to even to this day, honestly, where I struggle with like understanding that people can look at me in a way that isn't the way that I see myself, and that way is pretty harsh sometimes.
Yeah, I relate to that.
So like fuck. Should have done another album. There's a line at the end of it where it's like, how could you ever look at me with so much love in your eyes? And
it's not possible.
I feel like that's reflected here. It's like, I don't deserve it. I couldn't fucking give my attention. I couldn't give my connection away to people. They wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
Because
how could they, and why would they want it?
Yeah. I love this song, and I like it. Speaking of other sad things, my next song is the best song in the album. Everyone loves this one. You've probably heard this song before. It's called People Who Died.
This is the one I think almost everybody listening to this will have heard and probably knows. If you don't know it by title, you'll listen to it and go, oh yeah, it's that song.
Easily one of the most popular songs from this album, probably from this band. And by band, I mean Jim Carroll's band.
The Jim Carroll band.
This one speaks to me for sure. I've had people I've loved see their way out on me multiple times. It hurts. And I feel how hard he misses these people. I think this song has a general larger air of melancholy as a whole for loss itself. But it was Eddie. I think I miss you more than all the rest. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. I relate to that too. Like, there's just like,
And
sometimes you just fucking.
we don't get to know anything about Eddie other than he got murdered.
He's a person who died. Yeah. Fucking sliced in the fucking throat on a train, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Fuck.
you might be able to find out how that happened if you did some research.
Well,
I didn't do that
I
research, but just getting like little tidbits of these awful deaths and the sorrow he feels is
It's
brutal.
It's so random and wanton.
Exactly,
And just like
exactly.
fucking out of nowhere. And that is how people die on you. It will happen to you. Like, it's just like, it sucks. And I can feel, I can feel the fucking regret and missing that he has to express to this song. Like, dog, these are people that died.
Yeah,
They were all my friends and they died.
yeah.
And like, what else is there to say?
What makes this hit even harder if you don't know is that there's 10 or 15 different people he's talking about. All of these are real people that he knew in real life that died in the ways that he is describing in the song. And the way these people are dying are all horrific. None of these are these are all people who died young and died violently or died of drug
Except for one of them.
overdoses. And
One of them died at 65 of like tuberculosis or something.
no, he died in his teens, and he was saying he looked like he was 65 years old when he was a teenager because of the illness that he had. One of them like took his own life with Drano on his wedding night. Another one jumped off a roof. Another one like saves himself from prison by ratting on a biker gang and then gets assassinated by the biker gang. There's just it's insane.
That jumping off the roof thing, I think, makes it into City Drops into Night, which I will bring up when we get to that song.
Oh, yeah, it might be the same person.
Next song for you is Philiac. What do you make of this one? Because
I'm
still struggling. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I don't really know. I think this song is about sex, right?
I think this song is probably about experiencing or trying to play out things for yourself through sex and trying to work out your issues that way.
Yeah.
And needing somebody else to help you work that out.
Yeah. Some of the lyrics sound like sexual innuendos.
Yes.
But this song also felt to me like we're coming back from the brink a little bit, even though this is like, I feel like the sex that is maybe being described in this song is like counterproductive to what he wants from it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, dude, that's an awesome note. I didn't think about that at all. Because a lot of this, what comes with struggling this deeply is acting out in ways that do not help you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, right off the back of Intimacy, where he's like, no one would want to connect to me. So like, to this fucking horrible, unhelpful sex shit. Like, yeah, I think that could be a connection for sure.
Why I struggle to kind of identify what this song is communicating is because he's also, I feel like he's also expressing like his own substance or like personifying something that's directly affecting him maybe, but that's the part that I can't.
Yeah.
Are we kind of trying to find a way to begin accepting something about ourselves that we don't like? That's the part I'm not really figuring out about Philiac.
There's also a partnership aspect to this song where like I feel like an element of it requires two people, and I can't tell exactly if this is something that's been done to him or something that he's done to somebody else, or maybe a cycle of this happening. Regardless, though, does this song not fuck though? Like the fucking song. Dude, the guitar in this song is so good.
It is. I was really caught up in trying to understand it lyrically for sure, because I was listening to the lyrics very intentionally and like reading them after each song as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely got caught up in that part of it. But yes, the song does fuck.
The song fucks for sure. My next song is City Drops into the Night. My first note is Yo Saxophone.
Yeah, this is the one where we start getting the horns, and I think maybe the
Yes.
only one where we get the horns
For this album, yes, I believe so. I believe this song is about General City nightlife and the type of thuggery people get up to, the dark shit people hide from the light in their private lives. I think there's especially when he talks about like there's this moment right before this where everything's very clear.
Yeah, you get a moment of clarity. You get like a clear perspective on these things. I think that we are also kind of using that as a metaphor for clarity before death, though.
Sure, yeah. Especially with this line that really stuck out to me, which is they're always going to come to your door. They're going to say it's just a routine inspection. But what you get when you open your door, what you get is just another injection. And there's always going to be one more, which is a little bit less until the next one. They wait in shadows and steal the light from your eyes. To them, vision's just some costly infection.
Oh, that's some Jim Carroll writing right there. That's good stuff.
Yes, it is. That shit goes hard. I loved it. I think, yeah. I mean, I think the song kind of pulls it back for a second. The song seemed more laid back than the rest. Most of these songs are pretty upbeat.
And were you thinking that the guy who's got his drums on the roof is maybe one of his friends who took his own life?
Yeah, and then either him or somebody he knew was sleeping with his girlfriend.
Yes, and he talks about how those two, while cheating on him, took his trust of them as his partner and his friend as stupidity to go behind his back, which
yes, that shit sucks. But when you do heroin, you get ganged up with some fuckers. So
lots of suck ass concepts, but there's also saxophone to enjoy, which makes it a little bit more easy to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, also if you're not listening to what he's saying, these songs just kind of bang, and then that's all you need. So
yeah, it's just some weird punk music if you're not listening very closely.
We already talked about the next song on Totality is Unsure. That song fucks. That's a good song.
Yeah, my first bullet point in my notes is the drums are fucking again.
Yep. They do that.
I wrote that I feel like we're kind of back down in the dumps after I was sort of gleaning some kind of hopefulness in Philiac.
Mm-hmm.
There's more themes that are carried over from Philiac about influencing or impacting someone, or also maybe not, because we're talking about feeling more certainty, which was missing in like the first 2 or 3 songs.
Yes.
But there is like a turn in the energy in this song. And like you said, the very ending of it is like the biggest turn on the album, from like hopelessness to that sort of continuous work that you were talking about.
Yeah. Also, I'm looking over the lyrics right now, and I could like hear it in my head. The way that song opens is like spineless. Even like the fucking drums are awesome. It's so good.
I really like that it ends with a longer instrumental section too. I really like that end of it.
They do this thing in the other album I almost showed you, where like we'll listen to it at some point, I'm sure. But like where like after this moment of accepting that you can be loved, they do like this kind of like beach track, like out into like kind of like crashing waves and really like somber, gentle music. It's awesome. I think stuff like I have been too accommodating. Why do I sacrifice myself? I won't let fear of abandonment keep me from standing my ground. Like I think the uncertainty he's experiencing is he doesn't know how to let go of somebody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like this also, I think, ties into Benjamin, where he's masking himself for the benefit of people around him, maybe one specific person. And maybe that one specific person could have been from Philiac. Sequencing my energy to influence you at your foundation. I can't deny my primal nature, claiming my inherent dominance. Like these struggles that he has with somebody else, ultimately coming to the conclusion that his insecurity and the general obscurance of the situation and how him being like not understanding his emotions or feelings, these things can get out of the way. There's no need to worry about that insecurity. He knows what he needs. He knows what he wants, and he needs to just do it. I think we've both been there.
Absolutely.
Those are hard decisions to make.
It's hard to
And I
realize
think,
that those are the decisions that you have to make, which I think maybe
yes,
the realization is part of what we get between Philiac, Unsure, and Between.
yes. The beautiful note that Unsure ends on. I wish that my experiences with moments like this could feel so what's the word? Not stoic, but like pretty, I guess. I don't know, like I like standing on top of a mountain, somber, and like just soaking it in. I never feel that way whenever I have to make a decision like this, but I
No, neither do
understand
I.
looking.
I feel frantic.
Yeah, but I understand looking back on things like that and like finding resolve within yourself can feel that way.
Mhm.
My next song was Crow. I've got more notes on this than some of the other songs, but I don't really have much to say about it.
Do you know
This
what
is a
it's
tribute
about?
it's a tribute to Patti Smith,
Yeah. Yes, it is.
who, if you don't know, and I didn't, was a rock poet that fell off stage and broke her fucking neck.
Yeah.
She also claimed that God pushed her. Um,
I don't know if
I
she was
think that
serious about that, but she did say that.
no, I don't think. I think she was saying that cynically, like, fucking God pushed me. Like, I also do think that it also feels like a song about like how your industry can rob you of your physical health. But I don't think there's really that much else to say about it other than it's a standard Jim Carroll band bop.
Yeah, and it's a tribute song. That's the main thing
Yeah.
about it. It's a tribute to Patti Smith, who was a close friend of Jim Carroll and helped him get into music and turn his poetry into music. And if I understand correctly, that started at one of her band's concerts where the openers ended up canceling. So she invited Jim Carroll to read some of his poetry, like slam poetry style, while her band backed it up, basically. And then this is what he ends up doing with his own band, like to a T, which is kind of cool. So he is also paying tribute to her for that reason. It's got like a really short but really cool guitar solo at the end. I don't even know if you can call it a solo. I don't know if it's long enough. I just really like the way the the guitar at the end of that song sounds.
Yeah, it was a good song. I just don't know that much about the story. I'm glad that you were able to fill in the information that I did not have, because I just kind of quickly looked it up, and that was really all that I was able to determine. Was that it was about Patti Smith, and she was a poet and also like a rock poet.
Yeah,
I didn't know that she jump started his career though. That's really good, and it makes sense why he would make a tribute song.
As a musician, at least, he was already a fairly accomplished poet and author before that. But yeah, they were close friends. I think they lived together. I think, yeah. I also like the line about, I don't have it, and I might get the exact words wrong, but it's like, what is singing if you can't lose control or something like that?
Yeah.
I enjoy that. I enjoy that line.
I think you've already said, I think, plenty about Between. It's an instrumental track. It is an intermission track. It exists to be as a resolution to the previous song and
It's
the lead up into the
awesome.
next. It's a good song though.
This is the coolest section of the album to me.
Yeah, Unsure, Between, and The Change Is Constant are awesome. What did you think about The Change Is Constant?
One more thing about Between first.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know that it's not like a full song, but a part of why I enjoy it so much is that it's more musically my taste. I think we can both identify that.
Sure, yeah.
It feels more peaceful and hopeful. It builds on Unsure. I've said the rest of it. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. So the change is constant.
Those are very good songs to listen to back to back for sure. Yeah, The Change Is Constant. What do you think about that one?
The first thing I wrote is that the back half of this album feels like it starts to do a lot of different shit musically.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
contrast to the front half of the album, I think. And I really like that. And I got out of it that change in oneself is difficult to accept. We've kind of had that theme the whole time, but you also don't have to accept your lot in life. This song is expressing that you have agency, even though things are constantly changing.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. Especially with like lines like where's this one? The changes surround me, her arms around me. She reminds me I'm always embraced. Like people can be around you and support your changes. And it's in the fucking title of the song. Like everything around you changes.
Yeah.
Right? Like changes are constant. I also want to point out the last bit is I have a choice and I choose not to watch as you fade. I can't see you melt away. So what do you think that says?
I don't know if we're maybe talking about the toxic relationship that was maybe going on earlier. I'm not totally sure.
I think, especially with the section before it, but I trust the voice telling me I have a choice and it's okay if I choose to walk away. I think that highlights that you're like, it could be in relation to a relationship or whatever, but like some people, they change in ways that you just can't stomach, or they become different people, or you watch the person that you loved before just not be that person anymore. And that shit sucks. And you don't have to like stand aside and keep trying to engage with that person as they change in a way that you can't either don't want to tolerate or can't handle. And you are allowed to leave. Like this song definitely reflects change in yourself and handling change around you, and also gives you agency in the element that you don't have to watch some change.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm getting the idea that this song's expressing that you do have agency, even if the decision you have to make is very difficult. You have the power and the ability to make it, and it's okay to do it. There's also I wanted to say two kind of brief instrumental sections. There's one just before the halfway mark of the song, and then another one about 3/4 of the way through. I just really like the little instrumental sections in this album. They're always doing something different than the rest of the song does. And I think if I did know more about the technical aspects of music, I would be able to enjoy them even more.
I think that is I think someone asked me a while ago what I would determine to be prog rock. I think that's an element of it. Is a prog rock song is a unique experience at every second. Like the whole thing is one motion all the way through most of the time. It's one long song that does one thing. It's all one thing. And most modern songs are repetitive. Like there's repetition to them. There's a chorus that repeats versus that mirror each other and then repeat at chorus. The structure is one block. That's the song. And this is definitely one, like most of these songs that do that. And something prog rock music loves to do is just fucking sick ass music break. And just
I love sick
to some
ass
cool
music.
It's awesome. Yeah, that is a great song. It's definitely kind of, it stands before two more banger songs in my perspective. I when I think of the songs on this album that like really bang, The Change is Constant is not like one of the ones that like I gotta listen to. It might also be because it's at the back half of the album, and when I listen to music, I usually listen to it by album. So it's rare that I have the opportunity to sit down and listen to music that gets all the way through to that point.
Yeah, it's a bummer when you miss the songs at the end of an album because you just don't have the full hour to listen to it.
Yeah, damn, sorry, bro. My next song is "It's Too Late." This bass line fucks.
Yes, it does.
This song is a banger. I think this song is about the fleeting nature of life and how you should move on from social pressures of conformity and from spinning out when things just don't go right for you. I have a lyric that I pulled, but it ain't no contribution to rely on the institution to validate your chosen art and to sanction your boredom and let you play out your part.
This song is
that's punk, baby.
Yeah, this song is like the most kind of tropey punk song lyrically on the album, I think, because this is also definitely about the art scene that he was in as a poet and an author, while also being a bit of a rebellious punk and also a drug addict. That's in a lot of these songs. It's definitely about codependency in relationships, not always romantic ones, but codependency with other people in like the same circles and scene as him. And he definitely is like criticizing posers and like superficial people within the art scene, which I think is kind of funny because he's like, oh, these people are just oh gosh, what's the part? I'm here to give you my heart and you just want some fashion show.
It definitely feels punk, you know what I mean? And so much so that it's like, okay, now we're gonna call the people fake and they're not as cool as I am because I do everything in an ironic and interesting way.
Yeah. It's too late to do all this cool stuff you're doing. It's like,
I did it first.
I'm good. There's nobody
and
I want to imitate. This shit is old news. I'm here to give you the real raw shit.
But I think it's a banger song. Honestly, it hits well.
I love that song so much.
It is a good fucking song. Your next song is Totality. This is the zenith of the album. This is the climax song. This is the title piece.
Yeah, this is the part where you really feel like things are not totally hopeless anymore. We have a lot more agency now. The music even feels more upbeat in this particular song. We have lines like release the anguish and grieve the agony, which is where I was like, this is shit my therapist would tell me.
Take these burdens and burn them all away. Like,
and this is also, we're very clearly told that this is going to be an ongoing project forever in this song too.
I think I can transform this release. I can transform this, release the anguish and grieve the agony, like you said, right? Like it's a lot of, I feel connection and savor alignment. When I feel the connection, I'm evolving in alignment totality. Like he's expressing that, like, no, this process is working. Like he's changing. He can change. He's allowed to be embraced as he changes. He can let go of these things and work them out and move forward. He can experience how he's allowed to be better. And I love it.
Lyrically,
it's a good song.
One thing I really like about this song is specifically the grieving the agony part. Grieving negative emotions is kind of a loaded term, but like grieving emotions that were really difficult for you to deal with after you're able to put them behind you to some extent is such an interesting concept to me, because I think most people would look at that and say, well, why is that something you would want to grieve? Or why is that something you would grieve? Why is that something that you would not be happy to leave behind? But
well, you're allowed to be upset that these things fucking happened to you. It's not like you deserve it.
Yeah. And you just
I was just like, that's how I interpret it.
Yeah, I really enjoy that concept being in there.
Yeah, especially when like the last four lines are, feel the grief, let it release, so I can finally breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, especially in comparison to him saying how breathless and out of touch he was in Sinking, where it's like, no, my head's above the water now. I can breathe. I'm out. You know, I at least out enough, right? Great song. My next song is I Want the Angel. This is a very short skirt, long jacket type beat.
It is.
And that was my first note. And then my second note is, he wants someone who relates to his life experience, someone who can take and give in earnest and loves and understands him. And I feel that. I think this is a really good song, especially lyrically. I love what he's saying, where it's like, I need someone. Oh man, let me pull up the lyrics real quick.
I think I actually like this song a little bit less than the rest of the album.
Really?
That's not to say I dislike the song, because I gave this album to you as one of my favorite albums ever, right?
Of all time, yeah.
I like every single song.
Which was hard to do, by the way.
We both changed albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
I changed like a day later. But anyway, yeah, I think it's about yearning for someone to relate to him and to have I think even specifically like a romantic partner that relates to him in his experience in life, and
whose darkness doubles, it absorbs the brilliance of all my troubles. I want the angel that will not shatter. Every time I whisper, girl, it does not matter.
Yeah. This is one with the super heavy, like religious overtones leading into Catholic Boy, which is the next and last song on the album as well. So I also, the way that the lyrics are written, I feel are like they tell me that he doesn't have this person that he's yearning for, and he kind of wants
Yeah.
to be like saved from this situation that he's in
Mhm.
by having this person, this angel that doesn't actually exist in his life, at least yet.
Especially with the lines like, I want the angel whose eyes are raving, who takes what I'm giving and not what I'm saving. Um, like he wants someone who like will accept what he gives her and not demand and try and take more beyond that. I just like that line a lot.
Yeah, that is good. I hadn't even caught that specific line. Maybe I appreciate this song more than I thought I did.
Hey, hey, this that's the beauty of doing something like this, right? Is sharing it with someone can help kind of break it back open and get back into it and find new appreciations.
That's
You've already
true.
said stuff that makes me want to go back and listen to that album again. So, um, all right, you get to do the last song first, which is Embodied.
Embodied. Goddamn, I really love the intro to Embodied.
Yeah.
I think I still hear the themes of learning to feel and live within one's own body. I'm not sure if we're talking about like literal dissociation when that's mentioned in this song.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he's kind of I feel like it could be more abstract as well, because he's talking about living and feeling outside of one's flesh. But either way, you have to do this to get to the other side, and I think that that's something that this song is trying to get across, or at least something that I got from the song. I also wrote, "Who the fuck is busting out on the piano like that, dude? Hell yeah!"
Benjamin Gleason. Yeah, he kills it.
That's not even really
I
a
think,
sentence now that I'm reading it back.
That's more of a statement. I think the beauty of Embodied is we just got to a point where we went through this journey and he's like, I'm ready. I'm changing.
Yeah,
I'm doing it. I will reach. I will continue on the process. And the opening line of the next song is cold and terrified. Like this exemplifies that, like, yeah, dude, it's not a linear experience. This shit fucking sucks. Like, you can be as brave as you want to when you start, and it hurts, and it's immediate. It's so quick. But the lyrics, they change. Like, he's dissociating so he doesn't have to feel this, and now he's leaning on not dealing with it, right? And then he says, I can't keep dissociating. It's time to stay here. I can't keep waiting. Like, explaining that, like,
it's time to feel the anguish and then release it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Like, I've learned, I know how to do this. I told myself how to do this. I'll fight to stay with myself and embrace what is happening. I'll stay with my sensations. Even though it's nauseating, I'll experience the misery for a taste of my humanity. That part of the song also goes hard.
We also get like the Prince of Persia music in this song, which is sick.
Yeah. I know this hurts right now, but I will take in pleasure once again. The song's very long, but yeah, it's that's the last lines of the song.
The song is like a fifth of the album.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes out of 50 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I could have given you an hour and a half long album easy, but
I'm just gonna give you Dope Smoker next time. Get ready.
But yeah, no, I think overall, we'll talk about overall. Talk about the experience after we talk about Catholic Boy. Songs
Catholic
for sure
Boy.
Songs about Catholic guilt. Let's fucking go.
Yep.
The song is definitely Jim reflecting about a conflicted relationship with the Catholic Church and how a relationship with God didn't exactly save him from a rough life.
Yeah.
The last line of the song is, I put my tongue to the rail whenever I can, which is a reference to him saying that he takes communion as often as possible. Despite his sins, he still shows up at church and communes with Christ. I don't know if he means that ironically or not, but I think
that's how I took it.
Yeah. That song feels cynical.
Yeah, I think it is pretty cynical, but he's also being very reflective.
Yeah. I think that's a good line. I don't think that's not something that people say. Is I put my tongue to the rail. He's just saying that, like, 'cause so when you take to the rail, you're kneeling. That's when they do the blood of Christ and the wafer thing, the blood and body. It's an interesting way to say that, I think.
Yeah.
The way it felt off of his tongue felt like, to me, like he like a sin every day but Sunday kind of thing. Like I put my tongue to the rail whenever I can. I'm a Catholic man. Like, yeah. I liked the vibe of the song a lot.
Yeah, he's also talking about how he has been at odds with his Catholic upbringing basically since the moment he was born, because the song opens with him talking about like being born, spitting on the doctor, stealing the scalpel, and cutting his own umbilical cord.
yeah.
And like running away as a newborn baby, which is pretty funny.
Then they put him in glass, and then I think he was like, I don't remember the exact lines, but it's like they branded me a thief and put me in another word for a local prison from where he's from.
Yeah, and what's the main line from this song?
Something about bleeding. Let me look it up.
Redeemed through pain, not through joy, is what I'm thinking.
Yes. Of. Oh well, that cued me onto the Catholic guilt thing.
Well, sure, but that's like the most meaningful part of for me, like the experience he's talking about, where he's always been at odds with this upbringing, because he feels, I think, like his salvation came to him through suffering and surviving hardship rather than through the spiritual grace that he was supposed to have.
That's interesting, because I interpreted it in like the opposite way of like, he was raised Catholic, so he was raised to and indoctrinated to look at these circumstances and be like, that's just God. That's just how life be. You're redeemed through pain. You don't get to have a good life.
Yeah. That Catholic guilt, you gotta suffer.
Was convicted of theft when I slipped from the womb. They led me straight from my mother to a cell in the Tombs, which is I think a juvenile detention block in where he's from.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I understood that was detention of some kind. I didn't know if it was something specific or not.
Overall, I'll talk about I think we should talk about like just this as a practice really quick.
Yeah.
I know we're running long, but like I think it was awesome to sit and listen to music that I would not have listened to on my own.
Yeah, same.
And like, would I listen to Catholic Boy again? I like in its entirety. I don't know. Not without you, I don't think. On my own, probably not. And I wouldn't expect you to listen to totality on your own. But I think, at some point we'll be hanging out and we'll put one of these albums on, or maybe both, and we'll both have a deeper appreciation for it, having already been in there, right? And knowing 100%. That it's really valuable to us. Be like, oh, I remember this part. Oh, I love this stuff. I think it was a really fun experience to like do this, and I hope it was fun for you to be pushed to speak critically about music, because I found it difficult. I've said that 100 times already, but I also enjoyed doing it. I very rarely sit down and listen to music this intentionally, even if it's my favorite music ever. I don't think I've ever even listened. I've certainly never listened to Catholic Boy this intentionally before. Yeah. And we're also going to be able to if we do this with other music in the future, maybe we're going to be able to have this experience now where I can maybe put this record on when you're visiting me sometime, and it'll be my music, but I'll know that you know it well and that you have an appreciation for it, and that goes the other way around too. Yeah, I think part of this process, I didn't even realize this until today, really, that what I've done here is I've invited you to look at music the way that I look at it, which is something I think we started this conversation with having a difference of. I think Alton Brown, I just watched this interview with him, explained that when he was a child, do you know who Alton Brown is? No, I don't think so. He's like a very famous Food Network TV chef. Okay. Really chill guy. And he was explaining that his father, what he would do is when he was young, like his earliest memories, he would eat food and his father would tell him to explain to him what he was tasting. And what that did for him was allow him to find the ability and the words to understand how to express what he liked and what he was eating. And something you and I say often is like, sometimes I just don't know why I like something. I just do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the more you're forced to kind of do this practice of expressing what I like about this music or what I'm picking up about this music, the more it encourages you to be able to do that for yourself when you're not asked to as an assignment.
Nonetheless, I would love to do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I know we should probably wrap it up.
To do it with my own music too.
Yeah, I think overall, I do want to say that I don't feel like I've said enough about the music you asked me to listen to. So I think that the nature of Jim Carroll's music, especially in this album, Catholic Boy, is an intentional. I part of me feels like it's just the way he knows how to write music, because he's listed as the composer. So I have a feeling he had a hand in how the music sounds as a whole, and not just the poetry elements. But it's also his fucking band. So I do want to say that I feel like he has this tongue-in-cheek way that you only really find when you've experienced life in a really fucking miserable setting, or know people who do.
Yeah.
To look at and discuss this horrible shit in a way that is kind of comedically backtracked by like this bright, rambunctious, like fast hitting music that like makes you go, yeah. And then when you listen, you're like, oh, dude.
Yeah, man, it's sort of a rebellious way to express those things. It's in the punk spirit.
Absolutely. And I think that brings me to it, where it's like, especially the way he talks. I think I mentioned this before, where it's like, I think his lyricism is intentionally not on beat or with a specific rhythm in mind, because that is the punk way, right? Is to reject the normality of things. He's producing music that's loud, it's in your face, it's got good drive to it, and he's saying some fucked up shit he experienced. And that's not a normal way to deal with that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care, and he's doing it. This juxtaposition is never tiring to me. It's always amusing. It's always amusing in every song I've ever listened to that's like that. And listening to a full album of this was a treat for sure. It's very like, I don't know, it has a good sound to it, and I love that juxtaposition specifically. And I think that was my biggest takeaway. It was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck, and yeah, he's a punk rocker.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you were able to appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you can fucking follow us on Instagram at Koolaid_Stand_podcast. We do on Spotify and YouTube. You can follow us on Spotify, or you can subscribe to us on YouTube, which is Koolaid Stand. You can watch the video there, or you can close your eyes and get audio there as well. And if you don't, I'm going to make you give me a fucking written essay on music that I choose you to listen to. And I got some shit in the fucking bank that you probably don't want to listen to.
It's going to be terrible music.
It's going to be horrible for you, but I'll be jamming. That's it. You ever heard of Angie DePertrine? All right, see ya.